Hey there, Amanda here. Today I want to show you one of my all-time favorite soups. It's a curry ginger carrot soup. Even though I live in LA, even when the weather turns a little bit cooler, all I want to do is eat soup. And this one is one of my favorites. So my old coworker is actually the one who showed me this technique for soups. You basically combine all the vegetables in the soup and just cook them down until they basically disintegrate, and then you blend them together. And it makes the most creamy, delicious soup you can ever think of. And plus the combination of curry and ginger, it goes perfect with carrots. Let me show you how to do it. Okay, so I've got my big soup pot here. I've got a large Dutch oven, but if you had just a regular heavy bottom pot, that would work too. I'm gonna add in a couple tablespoons of olive oil. I've got this over medium heat. Okay, next up I've got 1 onion. The cutting of these vegetables don't need to be perfect because it's going into a soup. So it doesn't have to be a perfect dice or a perfect slice. That's the beauty of soup, it just gets blended all together. So I've got 2 pounds of carrots that I thinly sliced. The thinner you slice them, the faster the carrot and the soups are gonna cook. So slice them as thinly as possible, but safely as possible. So in goes about 2 pounds of carrots. And then I've got about 1 pound of potato. And I'm using a Yukon Gold potato because those are those creamy potatoes. I like adding a potato to a soup like a carrot soup because it adds some depth and hardiness to it. You could also add apple or just a regular russet potato, but I like Yukon Golds. And to this, we're gonna do a big pinch of salt and some freshly ground pepper. I'm gonna cook this over medium-low heat for about half an hour. I know that seems like a long time, but you really want those vegetables just to basically disintegrate. We're gonna add in some vegetable stock or chicken stock afterwards, and it's gonna make this really delicious, creamy soup. So while the vegetables in the soup cook down, let's make some crispy chickpeas that we can top the carrot soup with. So I've got 1 15-ounce can of chickpeas. You could also use dried chickpeas, just make sure that you soak them overnight. I'm gonna add in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, roughly. I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. I love using smoked paprika because it gives a little bit of a spice, but it has that smoky flavor that I love. And then half a teaspoon of cumin. I'm gonna do a big pinch of salt and pepper and then give it a stir. So today I'm using these chickpeas as a topper for my soup just to give it some texture, but you could also just make the chickpeas and have as a healthy snack. And I promise they're seriously addictive. If you don't want smoked paprika or cumin on top of this, you could do curry powder or any other kind of spice that you want. You can also just do regular salt and pepper. So I've got a sheet tray lined with some parchment paper. And I'm just gonna spread it right on there. Put the chickpeas in an even layer, and then we're gonna put it in a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes, but halfway through we wanna give it a shake so the chickpeas don't stick to the bottom. Ta-da! And they look delicious. Let me just taste one. They're so good. They're baked, not fried, but they're still crispy. I love this. I probably would make extra just for snacks, but I love that it's gonna go on top of this soup. So my carrot, potato, and onion mixture has been cooking for about a half an hour, and the vegetables are basically falling apart. They're just disintegrating. So up next, let's add the flavors. I've got 2 teaspoons of curry powder. I'm gonna throw in a 1-inch piece of ginger. So I wanted to show you how to easily prepare ginger. You can just peel it with a regular peeler, or the back of a spoon also works. So I'm gonna take about 1-inch piece, give or take. So I've got about a 1-inch piece of ginger that I've removed the skins on. I'm gonna kind of roughly chop that and then throw it into the pot. And the beauty of soups is that everything can kind of be a rough chop because we're gonna blend it later. If you can't find fresh ginger root, ground ginger would also work well for it too. And then we're gonna pour in 2 cups of chicken broth. We're gonna let this cook for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we're gonna blend the soup. Okay, so my carrot soup has been cooking away, and now we're ready to blend it. So I'm just gonna put it in a blender. It already smells amazing. That curry is just, it's the best smell. Okay, since it's getting a little thick, I'm gonna add in some chicken broth. If you wanted to make this all vegetarian, you could obviously use vegetable stock or just water would work too. So my soup is perfectly blended. I like my soup a little on the thicker side. If you wanted yours a little thinner, you could add more chicken stock, vegetable stock, or water. And it smells amazing. And it's that gorgeous orange color. It's just so healthy and comforting. So on the top of it, I'm gonna add a big dollop of creme fraiche. You could also use sour cream. And then I've got my deliciously roasted chickpeas that I'm just gonna chop on top. Let's add some chives for garnish. And this is like the perfect, healthy dish for dinner. You could add some pulled chicken if you want to. You want to add a little protein, but this is kind of all I need. That and like a good TV night, maybe a glass of wine, this is perfect. So let me give it a taste. It's so good. It's everything I want in soup. It's spicy and hearty and warm, and it just makes me feel healthier just eating it. I love the texture that the chickpeas bring. Just a little hardiness and kind of chewiness to it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this recipe video, make sure to give it a thumbs up below. Also subscribe because every week I'll put out a new recipe video.